Welcome back to Saturday Breeze. Our next item is, as parents, Laura, like me, looking after kids, right? When our kids get sick, we do everything that we can to make them better. Whether it's just a tiny cold or cough, we do we do everything to get them back online, right? So imagine if your kid or if your child suffers a very rare cancer.
Yes.
We can only imagine what their parents are going through.
Yes.
So our guest today is little fighter, Max.
Little Maxie.
Max. Good morning, Max. Welcome to the studio. High five.
High five. Hello, Ricky.
Hey.
Max's father, Dale Haggar, is with us in the studio. So thank you very much, Dale, coming to the studio.
Thanks, Lauren.
No problem, no problem.
Okay. Now, before we start the interview, Max and Max's twin, Charlie, celebrated the first birthday last Saturday.
They're one.
Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so Dale, so when did you first found these Max's symptoms? Like, what age, how old Max is? Well?
Yeah. So when Max was first born, he was always slightly bigger than Charlie. They were a lot different in weight and size, but Max had a very bloated stomach. We didn't think too much of it, but it was always in the back of your mind that there might be something wrong there. It was about 4 months it kept getting bigger and bigger, his stomach, and my partner actually took him to the doctors for a little rash that he had on the back of his ear that we just wanted to be checked out. And while she was there, she asked the doctor about the stomach, and we were fortunate enough that the doctor took the time and had a look and thought that it would be a good idea to send him off for an ultrasound, just to make sure. At that stage they thought he might have been constipated or something in there to do with his bladder. So off she went to the ultrasound, and he had the ultrasound, and about half an hour later we were called back to the doctors where we were told that they found a tumour in his stomach, which was pretty much all of his stomach. And after that we were off to the emergency department at Monash Clayton's Children's Hospital, and it was taken from there.
Okay, so the Max is diagnosed with a neuroblastoma, a very rare cancer. It's only like 1 in 100,000 kids suffer from this cancer, I guess. Yeah.
So it's very rare. It's one of the most common kids' cancer, but it's one of the most rarest cancers. So 1 in 100,000 children are diagnosed with it. Currently there's about 40 children in Australia that are diagnosed with it. Most of the kids that are diagnosed are a bit older than Max. Max is fortunate enough they've got it early. Most children under the age of 12 months don't get diagnosed. It's not until the tumour, can get onto a spine or something like that where the children stops walking or has trouble moving. Our little tackers here, they can't really tell you they're sick.
No. It's the first time when you heard this neuroblastoma, which I haven't heard this before, right? So what sort of thought process went through your mind?
Well, after all the tests they'd done a million tests with MRIs and CTs and bone scans and everything. The doctors kind of gave us an idea of neuroblastomas when they first said it to us.
Because you didn't even know about this.
I had no idea, and to be honest, I couldn't pronounce it, I couldn't spell it, I didn't know what it was. They didn't actually tell us cancer straight up. They kind of just told us that this is what they were leaning towards. But as it's very rare, they were quite unsure, so there was still plenty of tests to do. What they told us to do is obviously they gave us some books, told us to stay away from Google. They didn't want us to read all the nasty stuff on Google, but of course as parents, as soon as someone tells you something, you look straight at as much research as you possibly can, so hours and hours and hours of Google, and that's when I found a lot more information about neuroblastoma.
All right, so what's been the impact of this on you and your family?
It's changed our family, there's no two ways about that. So we're quite a large family, we're a blended family with 7 children, with Max and Charlie being the youngest. Charlie's Max's little twin sister. I guess the biggest impact is the caution you have around with Max, so with his treatment and things like that, you've got to be very careful with people being around, being sick and things like that, because currently he doesn't have an immune system with the chemotherapy that he's had. So Yeah, it's a massive impact. There's no two ways.
Yeah. So, do we have enough facilities here medically?
Look, Australia's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about that. I guess like anything, once you got something in your family, it's a bit like when you buy a car, you think you're the only person that drives that car until you take it out on the road and, you see it in every second street. It's a bit like Max. We thought, how can a kid have cancer? That's not possible, it's not right. But once you go through it, you'd be surprised how many families are out there that actually are going through, if not neuroblastoma, but other forms of cancer in children. And with Australia, it's fantastic. Our Medicare system, it's all covered. You don't have to stress the financials. Overseas is a little bit different. I talk to a lot of people in America that are going through the same things, and not only do they have the pain of their children not being well, but also that they have to fund the care. So, yeah, it definitely has the impact.
Yeah, aren't we living in a great country, aren't we?
It's fantastic. Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't realise these things until something like this happens, and it really makes you appreciate what's around us.
Yeah, because you probably, like when you go through this procedure did you go to Royal Children's Hospital? Or?
No. So he went to Monash, Clayton, which is the sister hospital to the Royal Children. So they're both the Children's Hospital and both have cancer centres for children.
The hospital support and the staff support is fantastic, I guess.
Oh, look, you can't talk highly enough. The nurses, I'd never say a bad word about a nurse. They're just fantastic. You're there 24 hours a day by your child's bed. You're tired. You're still trying to run your family, and the nurses, they come around, they tiptoe you, they make sure you're all right. They feed you, they get your coffee, and then you have your social workers that are seeing how you're going. Making you talk, which is a very important thing. A lot of the time people don't talk with these things, so it's great having those people around. And then the non-for-profit organisations like Camp Quality and Challenge have just been second to none, not only for Max and myself, but also the other kids. They send them away on camps just to get away from the day-to-day stuff of dealing with the cancer. They can get away and be with other, you reckon? You like that there? They go with other siblings that are going through the same thing, so they can go and actually talk to other children. So, yeah, it's been great.
That's good. So what's Max's schedule going forward?
Yep, so Max, to start off with, he received 4 rounds of chemotherapy, which meant that he had to have the central line put in there. So after the 4 round of chemos, again, because they don't know too much about neuroblastoma, every treatment's different. They kind of do what they can to try to get it working. But so far with the 4 round of chemos, we've had some good results, and it's slowly starting to reduce.
That's good.
That's fantastic.
At the moment, Max doesn't actually have any treatment. He's just, they're watching. So he'll have an MRI scan every couple of months. On the outside, as you can see, he looks perfectly healthy. Perfectly happy.
Fantastic, yeah.
But it's not until they do the MRI scans and they can actually see in his belly what's going on. So we had one about 4 weeks ago where it's reducing. There's still a lot in there, but it's definitely going the right way. So hopefully at this stage he doesn't need to have any more treatment.
Good.
But it's, I guess, that unknown.
So what's your like a weekly I think Maxie's getting bored. What's your weekly schedule like? And do you have to go to hospital like every Monday or Tuesday to get it checked?
Yep. So to start off with, when he was going through the chemotherapy and after the chemotherapy,
Definitely.
We're going to lose the microphone.
That's the one we don't want, Buster.
Definitely doesn't like your mic, Dale. There you
thinks
go.
I talk too much, which he always
Yeah.
does. So to start off with,
I don't blame him.
when he has a central lining for the chemotherapy, so the chemotherapy is every 3 weeks that he goes back, but in between treatments, because he's got the live line coming out, they've got to treat it every week. So you go back, they wash it, they clean it, you see the doctors, they do the blood test, they do the urine test, they check everything. So we go back and forward to the hospital every week. Since he's had the central line taken out and they've stopped the chemotherapy, we go back every 2 months for an MRI. Not sure if you guys have had an MRI, but they're not the nicest of things. They're very
especially for a little kid.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so for Maxie, they've actually got to put him to sleep. So he goes under a general anaesthetic when he
Every
has
time
an
when he
MRI.
does MRI. Okay.
Every time he has an MRI. So little Maxie's already had about 6 anaesthetics where he's been put to sleep so far. And then he has the MRI, and then we go back a couple of days later and get the results.
Oh, that's good. Oh, this is a good little fighter.
Yeah.
He is,
Yeah. And now, so what the doctor is saying at the moment, like as going forward, like when Max is getting older,
Yep.
so would that be curable? Like the doctor is very positive about the treatments at the moment? Or?
Yep, so the neuroblastoma, believe it or not, it's one of the only cancers in the world that can actually cure itself without treatment.
Ah.
But with Max, unfortunately, because of the size of it and with pushing on his vital organs, they wanted to get the treatment straight away. It's still early. They don't know enough about it to know what's going to happen, but they're hoping that it's going to reduce where it can eventually disappear, or if not, get to a size where they can remove it from his belly. Obviously, with chemotherapy and things like that, there's a lot of side effects, and that type of stuff they don't really know until he gets a lot older. At this stage, they're very happy with him. As you can see, he's a happy little 1-year-old. Hopefully, and
Happy with this dummy for sure.
he is. He's a little bit more content now. But once we get rid of this neuroblastoma and it's out of his belly, he'll continue to go back to the hospital for 5 years after, where he'll continue to have MRI scans every couple of months so they can just check it.
Yeah.
Then after 5 years, they call when you go no sign of the disease, NSD, where he'll then go back once a year just to be checked, and he'll have that for the rest of his life. Once you have cancer and you have treatment, you've got a higher risk of being re-diagnosed at a later age as well. So he's never going to be out of the woodwork, but hopefully he gets rid of this one really quick and can live a happy life. There's plenty of people out there that have gone through the same thing that Max has done, and they're living happy lives as adults now. So it's definitely a positive going forward.
Yeah, no, that's good because this is very rare cancer, and like only 40 kids in Australia suffers from it, and obviously the big pharmaceutical company is not going to put any money towards the research because they're not getting any money back out of it. So you're running a very good charitable cause to raise funds towards this awareness for this cancer. It's called Run to Care?
Run to Cure.
Run to Cure.
Yep.
All right. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yep, so you pretty much hit the nail on the head, because it's not that not many kids suffer from it. They don't get any funding for the research, or if they do, they get very minimal. So it relies heavily on people to do fundraising to help come up with a cure.
You see yourself on camera.
Yeah, that's right.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah.
So up in Sydney, there's a lady by the name of Lucy Jones. Unfortunately, her daughter suffered neuroblastoma and wasn't one of the fortunate ones. On her passing, she made it. I guess I can't think of the word off the top of my head, but she wanted to raise funds. So she's put together this great program where a lot of great companies are getting behind it. It's a fundraising, it's a fun run up in Sydney on June the 4th, where anybody can enter and can help fun runs. But obviously with us, we've got a little bit more involvement in this. Not only is it important for us to raise money, it's also for Max's siblings. It helps them feel like they're doing something, because at the moment they feel very helpless when it comes to Max. So for them to put their runners on and get out there and do a 3K run to help their little brother raise money to not only help him but any future children that could potentially have this disease find a cure, it's the least we can do to help.
Yeah, that's right. Well, look, as I said earlier, like as a parent, like we can only imagine what you guys going through with all these things.
Every
Let's
parent's worst nightmare.
quickly have a look at Max's one of Max's pictures just after he had this operation. Like, yeah.
So that's Max's central line, so that's what they put the chemotherapy through. Mm-hmm. So that goes straight into his bloodline, and that has to stay in the whole time. So as you could imagine, for a little boy,
fingers
having
and
that, he just wanted to grab it. So he's 4 months old there, and you can tell by his belly he looks like little ET. And I guess we didn't know too much, the effect it has on him. But one of the biggest things was a bath. Children, how much they enjoy baths. Obviously, having with a live line, he couldn't have a bath. As soon as it was out, it was unbelievable watching him in the water, and now he's a little water baby. So.
All right. So the 4th of June in Sydney, that
In Sydney.
anyone can participate on this good cause.
Yes, definitely. So you can hop on the website, which is Run to Cure.
Run to Cure website. Yes,
So you can hop on their website. They have a website out there where you can register for the fun run. So anybody can register, but you can also help donate for all the people that are out there running for a cure.
yeah, okay. So we'll get all the details on our webpage, Saturday Breeze webpage on Facebook, as well as our vishwahini.tv webpage
Yeah, please
for
donate.
you guys. Like, get behind this big charitable cause happening on 4th of June in Sydney, but you don't have to be in Sydney. All our viewers all around the world, please get on this website. It is, Dale, what's the website again?
Run for Cure.
Run for Cure. Can you spell that for
Run for
Cure.
Cure.
The number 4.
Number 4,
Yeah,
Cure website. All viewers all over the world, please get behind this charitable cause and please donate money to this very good cause. So, last question is, like, I'll let you go soon.
Yeah, I think we've had enough.
The little Max is had enough. And how do you, like, I know you with work is really busy as well, like with work and with Max and Max's twin, and then you other like extended families and everything. How do you manage your time?
Look, it does get challenging, to be honest. A lot of the burden is put on my partner, because unfortunately my partner can't work with Max because he can't go into mainstream childcare because he's not immunised with the chemotherapy. So it is a juggling act, there's no two ways about that. But we do the best we can, and we'll continue to be there for our little tacker, our little fighter.
Yeah.
You're a superhero, aren't you?
That's it.
Yeah,
You are a
definitely,
superhero.
Definitely.
Well, thank you very much, Max. Can I get a high five?
Give it a high five.
High five. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I just forced to give him a high five.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's
Smile.
That's right. Thank you very much, Maxie.
And thanks,
Coming
Dale, for
in.
coming on.
Thanks, Dale, for
Thank you
coming.
very much for having us.
Thank you very much. All right, so please head to our website and our Facebook page. We'll get all the details how you donate money to this charitable cause, probably this afternoon for you. And thank you very much, guys, again. And then I'll let you go. Thank you very much.
Thanks very
Alright.
much.
Yeah, no worries. And then we'll go to a short break and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere.